Well, hello, everybody. Hi, we have made it through to the end of our first ever National Involvement Week here at TPAS England. I always need to start, don't you, with a huge thank you to all of you that have taken part over this week. What a week it's been. A little reminder for everybody then what we've been doing over the course of the last 5 days. So we've had our Service Influencers Day, talking about how tenants have been really influencing services, our Community Doers Day, our Decision Makers Day. And today we've been hosting the Measure Engagement Club and the TPAS Impactathon. I love that word. I've said that at the start this week, didn't I? I love it, and I really do. So what's some of the things that have been coming out then? Some of the things that we've seen across the range of sessions that we've had across this week. So reflecting back on some really good examples of data and insight in particular being used really smartly to personalise and really focus and target on engagement. And I think also linked to that around the tenant satisfaction measures, the TSMs or complaints data, is being used in such a good way now to really trigger further investigation. You know, something for tenants to really explore and investigate, making that real connection between insight and engagement. We've said all along, haven't we, with the TSMs, that they're not just a blunt tool. We don't want them to be used in that way. What we want them to do is be, as I think the regulator always describes them, as a can opener to more. What do we need to go and have a look at a little bit more? We're starting to see some really big examples of that. I'm really pleased to see that. I love a menu of engagement. We've been seeing plenty of those shared over the week as well. And they've really kind of expanded now and developed to show that all tenants can be involved in different ways in terms of getting their voices heard. So again, we'll collect a lot of those that we've been talking about over this week and share them. But that menu of involvement, really responding and saying, we need to put in place a range of mechanisms to ensure we get everyone's voices heard. No surprise, we've known this at TPAS for years, but tenants are doing great things in all of your communities up and down the lands. There's loads of good examples, probably too many to talk about. But I think what struck the team here at TPAS in particular this week is that in many cases tenants are really leading on this community work. They're really identifying the issues themselves and then coming up with the solutions themselves. And that's really powerful, isn't it? I'm sure we're all on board with that. We've recognised this week that we need to do more to connect up tenant board members across England. So watch out for a bit, the space on that. TPAS are going to respond to that and come back to you with some thoughts on how we can do and support tenant board members in particular a little bit more in the future. And just across all of the 4 days in particular, the online days, so many stories of how engagement has made a difference to homes, to services, to communities, to people. Engagement's a real asset to this housing sector, and never more so if we've seen it this week. You'll also remember that on Wednesday, we took a break from online activities and we held our in-person scrutiny conference in Loughborough. 150 people joined us at that conference down in Loughborough, and a lot of talk about trust, as you'd expect, and the importance of scrutiny. 150 people passionate about scrutiny, as I am. I think it's a huge, huge asset to the sector, and when it's done right, it delivers real tangible benefits, as we know. We had the regulator of social housing there talking about scrutiny and how important it is to their role and to inspections and the judgments that they're making. Great to have Andy Fry talking as well at our conference. Again, really honing in on this issue around if scrutiny is going to be effective and really work in an organisation, there's got to be a real sense of trust and belief in it, in an organisation, and buy-in, all of those things. We saw great people again involved in scrutiny up and down the land, and we know we've got to continue investing in scrutiny. We're going to bring more people forward, but also really invest in the skills and knowledge that people will need to be able to execute scrutiny effectively. People need to be able to interrogate data well. They need to have access to that. They need to have a range of mechanisms, and people will need some help and guidance in that, but also understanding the real external environment as well we're working in. I just want to say a big, big thank you to all of those who presented throughout the week and the 500 plus people who took part in our online sessions and our conference. It's been fantastic to see you all and be part of that. A big thank you, big thank you to Louise, and to Lisa and all the TPAS team for making this week possible and for contributing, and for all the contributors and people that have come forward with your examples and your stories and your case studies. We couldn't have done it without you. All the sessions from Involvement Week will be available to watch back, and we'll also be collating and sharing back with you more of what we've seen and more of what we've heard. Let's keep sharing that best practice. Let's do more of this in the sector in terms of collaborating with each other and sharing our good practice. We don't need to reinvent the wheel every time. What we do need to do is be involved together in sharing together, and can really make some strides forward. The progress is happening, people. It definitely is. And I'm really pleased that we've been able to share some of that with you this week. So see you all very, very soon, and we'll be in touch again with more details of what might we bring to the sector for next year instead. But for now, thanks for your help. Thanks for all your advice and help and support with this week.